Hey, Precious. How are you doing today? How's your, what's today? Thursday been? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just about to give it a couple more minutes for some people to jump in, and then I'm going to get started. Can y'all hear me? Pretty much hate virtual teaching. Yeah. All the teachers that I know are either over going back to school or over virtual teaching, period. These bitches mad. They wanna hurt me. I'm a hot girl. I do hot shit. Spin his income. I'm on my outfit. Thank you. I just did these. Alright, I'm about to jump into it because I don't want to be on here for too long. I just came on here to deliver a couple of messages. First of all, because everyone's going to be messaging me, I just want to say I am, of course, grieving, but I'm okay. My booking calendar was closed for today. It's also going to be closed for tomorrow, and then it will resume on Saturday. I just need a couple of days to process because I don't want my energy to be too heavy and leaking into y'all's readings. So that is our first announcement of news. Secondly, about my papa. My papa wasn't that old, you guys. He just turned 70 last year. He would have been 71 on Halloween this year, and we did not know that he was sick. Like, we've been thinking he's fine this whole time. Like, we didn't know that anything at all was wrong with him until about April, maybe May. But I had just gone to my cousin's wedding and saw them, my grandparents meaning, and they looked happy, like they were gaining weight. They looked like he looked healthy. And then we found out like the next month that he had stage 4 cancer, and then it just progressed and now he's gone. So it was really quick of a departure for me, but I felt it coming, so it's a little bit easier because I've already kind of detached from his physical body being here. My grieving is coming from the impact that this is going to have on the family, and like just the overall, I'm going to miss my papa. Like, he's the best man I know. He's like the paternal figure in my life. So to not have that, after not expecting to not have that for the next years to come, is just a little bit shocking, to say the least. But I am okay. It's going to be a process, of course, grieving, but I'll work through it and be patient with myself. Those that know and love me know that I do tend to work through my pain. But I've been giving myself a lot of a break lately, so I'm not really too much worried about that as I am just being depressed, you know what I'm saying, and just getting stuck in a funk. So I don't want to do that. But so yeah, that's pretty much that on that. I don't want to talk about this too much because I don't want to cry, but you know, I just hope that he's resting in peace and power, and yeah, that's it. Okay, so we just had this Leo new moon. It brought out a lot of, it's good to see you too. Brought out a lot of emotional healing for us. Now is really the time to plant seeds, not really of your knowledge, not really of your experience, but from the strength of your heart, your will, and your discipline with this Leo energy. And then with Virgo coming up next, it's like, thank you. It's like, you know, we're supported in planting these seeds, and it's going to move forward and grow with that earth energy coming through. So you'll want to take advantage, of this time. Um, Make sure that you've done the reflection and the regrouping that you need to do. I'm just looking at my notes, y'all. To face any personal issues that you've been avoiding head on, because if you don't face them now, they're definitely going to be popping back up later. And I told y'all last week that the year is wrapping up and y'all got to stop playing, because pretty much after the last full moon, like, you're gonna be circling, trying to figure it out. Things are just gonna get more intense in the atmosphere, more intense collectively speaking, and a lot of things are just gonna be happening. So you guys need to get ready, not only personally, but just on a collective level. Get comfortable in your own skin, in your own charisma. Your confidence is the best thing that you can do for yourself. Of course, you don't want to be walking around being arrogant, but self-doubt will keep you trapped. So let your confidence lead you. I wanted to talk a little bit about duality and integration real quick, because I get frustrated because a lot of spiritual gurus per se will teach the law of attraction, and they'll teach manifestation, and they don't want to focus on the darkness and the light, because they do actually both exist, and you have to be able to face both of them in order to manifest anything at any given moment. You can't just think that you're just going to work towards the light, and it's going to work. You can't exist in one extreme or the other and be productive and evolve. You have to be able to integrate these things and use both of these dualities to the best of your ability to reach your highest potential. It's not about reaching your highest self, it's about reaching your highest potential. Your highest self lives inside of you, and your lowest self lives inside of you, and both of those places are relevant. So find an equal balance of those energies, instead of always trying to focus on, I'm going to indulge in the lower aspects of myself, lower aspects. I'm going to be striving for my higher self. Like, you have to integrate that. Life is about being and unity. That's it. Plants, animals, everything else except us humans just simply are. We always have to complicate everything instead of just being. So it's important for us to learn how to just be. Just simply be, without any judgment, without any expectation, and allow the other people around us to be, without any judgment, without any expectation, without shame, without guilt. Just be who you are. If you feel like being petty today, be petty today. Like, you don't have to argue with yourself about it. And that's why a lot of us are so mad all the time, because we're not being ourselves. And this year 2020, the year of clear vision, is about showing and becoming your true self, growing into that. So the more you resist against those energies, the harder the process of transformation and rebirth will be for you. What else was I going to talk about? I wanted to talk about death, rebirth, and transformation. Sometimes parts of us have to die in order for us to make room for the evolution and manifestation that we're looking to go through. That includes people, that includes things, that includes jobs, that includes places. And we have to detach and allow these things to die. Sometimes it's not necessarily because these things are no longer serving us, especially when it comes to people, because I can't ever say that my papa was no longer serving me. He's always been there for me. So it's not necessarily that these things are no longer serving you. They just have to be removed in order for new energies to come through, in order for you to learn new lessons, etc., etc. So allow yourself to detach, because death and rebirth is all about the number 8. And I've talked to you all about numbers before, but just starting at 6 with the healing, with the breath of fresh air, and then 7 with the assessment. If you don't go through the healing of 6 and the assessment of 7, you're going to end up on the downside of the 8. So you need to do the work so that you can end up on the upside of the 8, on the upside of the transformation, and on the upside of the rebirth process. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Yeah, just do the healing, and then after 8, of course, you get to 9, your completion, your resolution, and then 10, your new beginning and your confirmation. So you want to not resist so you can actually move. A lot of us are stuck at 5 and 6, the struggle and the healing, the struggle and the healing, the struggle and the healing. And you wonder why you're stuck at 5 and 6, and it's because you don't want to do the assessment, you don't want to detach, and you don't want to move on and let go. And I'll tell y'all, when it comes to death, like actual death of people, spiritually speaking, when people close to us die and we haven't let go of them, we haven't really detached from them, their spirits sometimes cannot fully rest. So it's important for us, not only for the people in our lives that, so their spirits can rest in peace, but for ourselves and our own spirits, when we're not allowing these things to die and allowing ourselves to detach, we're leaving our own self in a space of unrest. And we wonder why we have anxiety. We wonder why we're depressed. We wonder why we feel like we can't get anything done and why we're stuck in our head. And it's because you're not allowing yourself to release things and allow things to die and detach from certain things. So make room. Make room. That's the only way to transform, is to make room. I also just wanted to tell y'all again, you just want to, the best way to find happiness is to simply allow yourself to be. Just allow yourself to be, period. Without judgment, without guilt, without shame, without expectation, without any of that. Just simply allow yourself to be. I also wanted to tell y'all that I feel like I've said this like 12 times this week doing readings, but you cannot pray and worry at the same time. You have to choose, because when you're sitting here and saying prayers, and I mean, when I say pray, I mean however you pray. You may not get on your knees and pray at night, but you may speak manifestations over yourself when you wake up in the morning, or you may write certain things down. However your method of pray, it doesn't matter. This still applies. When you are worried about something that you've already said a prayer about, and something that you've already been praying about and planting seeds to manifest, you cannot worry about it, because you're negating your ancestors coming through for you. You're negating God showing you the way. You're negating yourself and your ability by doubting the fact that your prayers are going to work in the first place. So now you're not even on the frequency of the thing that you are trying to manifest, simply because you're worrying. Stop doing that. Just stop doing that. It's easier said than done, of course, but when you think about it as simply as I put it, you can't go wrong with that, because you cannot pray and worry simultaneously. You have to choose a side. If you're gonna worry, then expect the worst thing to happen. But most of us are not just sitting here anxious and worrying. Most of us are praying and then we worried on the side. Worrying is not a side hustle. Are you getting money from worrying? Are you gaining new friends from worrying? Are you establishing new connections from worrying? No. So that means it's not a side hustle. It's not something that you should be investing your energy into. And I'm going to just leave that right there for y'all. The last thing that I wanted to come on here and say is get out of your own way. Get out of your own way. Sometimes the best thing that you can do is bet on yourself. And that's just it. Like, sometimes really the best thing that you can do is to bet on yourself. And you can't let the doubt stop you and put you into a prison. You can't let the shame, guilt, the lack of knowledge, the judgment lock you up and put you into a prison of your own mind. You got to break free. You got to break free and just get out of your own way. I'm telling you guys that doubt, guilt, shame, and judgment will keep you in a prison of your own mind. And some of us who aren't ready to do the work will blame everybody else for it. But it's nobody's fault but your own. Because you don't want to face up to your own bullshit. And stop whatever you're doing, whatever it is that you're doing that makes you feel uncomfortable with yourself. So I just wanted to come and bring y'all those messages. They've been on my heart this week to give. Um, um, the sun and Mercury are moving into Virgo. That's really going to bring us a lot of clarity, a lot of forward movement, a lot of grounding energy. Also positivity coming through with this earth energy coming through and kind of grounding and planting things. So get ready for that. It's going to feel really good, especially while Venus is still in Cancer with that the earth and water duo. It's going to feel really good. Now, Venus is in a square with Saturn, so you are going to be feeling a little bit of tension as it relates to your relationships. But other than that, astrologically speaking, things are in pretty good alignment for things to go smoothly as long as you get out of your own way. So that's all I'm going to say on that. New moon readings are still going to be 11/11 through the end of the week. I'll probably be doing that until Monday. And then I'll announce another special for y'all, or y'all can just book regular readings on my website. Chiron retrograde readings are still $15. And I'm working on a Chiron astrology reading. I don't want to just do a reading where I have to pull your whole birth chart and then I'm only telling you about Chiron. So I'm trying to figure out what else I want to include in that to make it make sense for me to do the work on that. And then I'll be dropping that. But other than that, you guys, I owe a couple people orders. If I owe you an order, your order is going out either Friday or Monday. You'll get a tracking number from me. It's only like 2 or 3 people, and I don't think they're on here, but they'll probably watch this back. So y'all's orders are going out either Friday or Monday, and y'all get tracking numbers from me. I have one customer tomorrow that has a booking still. You'll get an email from me if you have not already. To reschedule that, or I might just go ahead and do it if I'm feeling it. It's pretty late in the day, so I might. But other than that, y'all, that's it. That's all I came to say. Thank you guys so much for all your prayers, all your condolences. I really appreciate it. I feel like I want to do a collective reading for you guys, but I don't want to do a new moon reading. So let me just see what message Spirit wants me to share with you guys. Good night, Gabby. Thanks for joining. Oh. Okay, so I think the message that I'm being asked to deliver is that we need to bring the idea that everything has to be perfect and together, and we have to have the perfect mate and the perfect house and the perfect amount of money in order for us to be happy. Yes, these things will add to our happiness, but we don't necessarily need these things to be happy and whole. And when we focus on being happy and whole as is, we're already here in our hearts, right? So we don't need the external to validate that. I think that's the message that's coming through, excuse me, with the Ten of Pentacles. I did get a new deck. And then with the Four of Pentacles coming right after that, it again tells me to be happy and whole, as you are, and be stable and secure in that. The Four of Pentacles is all about security and stability, structure and balance. And so it lets you know to, again, harmonize and balance out those energies and those dualities to work best in your favor. And then the Page of Cups, allow yourself to explore emotionally. Definitely focus on heart chakra healing, inner child conversations, and emotional innovation. We don't want to continue the same emotional patterns over and over and over again and expect new results. But sometimes we can't get out of that pattern without going back to being kind of like a little girl, and being curious and going through like that page energy where it's like, I'm coming up, I'm the messenger, I'm curious, I'm young, I'm vibrant, I don't really know anything because I haven't been through anything, so I'm just trying to figure it all out. And then we have the Son of Cups or the Knight of Cups right after that, and it lets us know to take action on these new emotions and not, again, doubt ourselves. So that was a great confirmation of what I just gave you all. And then we have Create and Passion, which again just affirms the fact that you need to do whatever it is that's been on your mind to do. Stop doubting yourself and get to it. You gotta pray or worry. Can't do both. I feel like that just came through and affirmed exactly what I just said earlier, which I'm totally fine with. And I thank you all for joining me tonight. I hope you all have a good rest of your week, and I shall see you all next week.